so low, don't you know that I keep working my way back? But I'm a Jamaican boy, you born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am my pride. I am said and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you read about a father who dreamed of being a king? And they all became one, except for the name. A few other changes talk about name. The story is the same one, but I've got this emptiness deep inside, and it won't let me go. And I'm a man who don't like to swear, but I hate the sound of being alone. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. LA's fine with sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm Tree Road, rent so low, don't you know that I keep working my way back? But I'm a Jamaican boy, you born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am my pride. king, and they all became one, except for the name. A few other changes to talk about me. The story is the same one, but I've got this emptiness deep inside, and it won't let me go. And I'm a man who don't like to swear, but I hate the sound of being alone. I am myself to no one.
Hello. Good evening again. Good evening. What's happening?
All night, give
What's up?
a chance. I am my bride. I am said I. Then I am lost in life.
Trying to keep me down. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Oh, my people can't see. They try to take advantage of me. Better must come, yeah. Better must come one day. Better must come, yeah. I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong. Why they trying to keep me down? Oh, God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hot Topics. The Hot Topics, THT, cutting through the noise, one truth at a time. Welcome to the Hot Topics, coming to you every Thursday on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, Linkage Radio, and Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. The Hot Topic. This is the show that dives beneath the surface to tackle the issues shaping our relationships, our communities, and our world. From Caribbean current affairs to global headlines, we break it all down with clarity and conviction. Here on THD, we are fair, honest, and genuine. We're committed to uncovering the truth, bringing balance to the conversation, and setting the record straight. So get ready. Get ready for the insight. Get ready for the perspective and powerful dialogue. Because when it comes to what really matters, we're cutting through the noise, one truth at a time. This is the Hot Topics on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, the Chris Wilby Show.
Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong. Why they trying to keep me down? Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come. They can.
What a fitting way to start the program, eh? On a day like today, better must come one day. Better must come one day. You know, that song is probably as old as I am. And we're still saying the same things today Better must come. And people are still crying out and asking for better to come. Can you imagine? Better must come one day. That song has been around for a very long time. And uh, it is, it was recorded back in the day by Desmond Hall. Um, but we're uh, that's it. Delroy Wilson, rather. Delroy Wilson. Better must come one day. It was recorded, and when I started, I said, "It's probably as old as I am," because I am in my 50s. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think that song was recorded round about the time, the same year when I was born. And when that song was recorded, the People's National Party used it actually as their national anthem. They actually used it for the 1972 election campaign. 1972 election campaign. That was what? 54 years ago? Yeah. So, better must come one day. That song has been around for a very long time, and I suspect a lot of us are still crying out for better to come. Better, a lot of people died waiting for better to come, and it never came. But anyway, how are y'all doing this evening? Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? It is indeed the Hot Topics, and my name is Chris Wilby. I'm going to be here with you for the next however long we can stay here to discuss the issues. Right? And still sticking with the format where I filibuster, as they say. I talk up the things and drop some tune in between. Not true? Yeah, man. So that's the format that we're going to be sticking with. I kind of like that format. I don't know. I love it. So we're going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. But before we go into any song, the main topics that I'm going to be talking about tonight are the topics that everybody is talking about, because I have to give my 2 cents. Huh? Sister Pat would say, you give $1 or $1,000. Yeah, I could do well with 1,000 US right now. Yeah, would go a far way helping me out, take care of some stuff. So if anybody out there feeling a little bit genuine and feel like they want to assist a poor and needy guy, you can reach out to me. Yeah, give me your not your 2 cents, your $1,000. We're kind of gone past that. No. So if you're feeling a little bit generous, feel a little bit generous, you can just hit me up. But anyway, it's policing in Jamaica. Policing in Jamaica, is it? What's going on with policing in Jamaica? It's been in the news. It's been in the news, ladies and gentlemen, and we have to talk about it. We have videos left, right, and center, So, we're going to talk about policing in general in Jamaica, and then we're going to talk about the recent situation, recent incident that has caused uproar in Jamaica, right? We're also going to be talking a little bit about the government's post-Melissa spending. That has been in the news. A lot of people are talking about it. The government's spending post-Melissa, people are saying government not care about poor people because they have the money to sit down and not spend it. So we're going to talk about that. Is that your take? We're also going to talk about the patois. The Jamaican dialect, Jamaican vernacular, where everybody's up in arms because I tell you, say that Jamaica is not a real place. I hear people say it all the while, that Jamaica is not a real place, and every day I prove it. Jamaica is not a real place. Every day I prove it more and more. Jamaica is not a real place. I hear people say it all the time. Because the things are we're worried about, And the things are people, it's it's chicken feed sometimes, Things that we make nice about. And we're also going to be talking about and when we go a little bit into on the international stage, Donald Trump is ordering the U.S. banks to look more closely at its customers. What's the implication? What will be the implication of that? Right. So those are some of the things that we're going to be looking at this evening. But let me drop some more tune and come back now. Better must come one day. So we could listen to some more of that. We'll come right back and dive into the program, right? I say welcome everybody. Welcome to Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Also to Linkage Radio. Good evening to you, Linkage Radio Massive. I must come. They can't conquer me. But I must come one day. But I must come. Oh, but I must come one day. But I must come. I bet I must come. Bet I must come. Bet I must come. Bet I must come one day.
Caribbean vibes.
You are listening into Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, KVRN, is an independently owned and operated online radio station proudly broadcasting 24 hours per day, 365 days a year from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, USA. The views and opinions expressed by host, guests, and contributors on KVRN are strictly for informational and entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our affiliated stations including Fit FM 96.7, Linkage Radio, and NRP Media JA. We provide content that covers a wide range of topics including, but not limited to, politics, current affairs, and relationship issues under our guiding mantra covering the globe like no one else can. KVRN also streams content on YouTube under the name KVR Network. For questions, comments, or further information, please feel free to contact us at email at CaribbeanVibesRadio@gmail.com. That is Caribbean with a K. That is KARIBBEANVIBEZ radio@gmail.com, or mail at P.O. Box 42, Centerville, Massachusetts 02632 USA. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, your global connection for vibrant, thought-provoking content.
I just positive songs I play. Caribbean Vibes, they cannot play like you. They wanna play like you, that's true. Caribbean Vibes, they wanna play like you. Cannot play like you. Play the way you do. Ooh, yeah. Caribbean Vibes are play. Night and day.
All right, so there you have it. Yeah, man. Caribbean Vibes are play night and day. For real, no? For real, I'm not joking that. It's night and day. We'll play. It's 24 hours per day, 365 days per year. So, and the website is www.caribbean, and this is Caribbean with a K. KARIBBEANVIBEZ. That's CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. All right, check us out. All right, so let's get back into it now, ladies and gentlemen. Policing in Jamaica. Let's dive into it. Now, for years, Jamaica has battled one of the most difficult challenges facing any developing nation. All right? The fight against crime and violence and successive administrations working alongside the JCF, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, have invested heavily in crime reduction strategies. Also, community policing, intelligence gathering, training, and improving the public image of the police force. While the road has been far from perfect, there is absolutely no denying that progress has been made. Now, over the last decade, Jamaica has seen a steady decline in major crimes and particularly murders. Last year, 2025, marked a historic moment. 2025 was, when the country recorded fewer than 700 murders for the first time in more than 2 decades. Now, that achievement, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners, did not happen by accident. That achievement came through countless operations, policy changes, technological upgrades, and the difficult day-to-day work of police. Now, the police officers operating in some of Jamaica's most volatile communities, they have to be commended. Policing is one of the few professions where years of trust, years of building the trust can be undone in a single moment, ladies and gentlemen. And we see that playing out right now. The recent killing of the young lady Latoya Bulgin, aka Bujo, it has become one of those flashpoints that is capable of shaking public confidence in law enforcement. Well, incidents like these, in my mind, create anger. It creates suspicion. It creates fear and emotional reactions across communities. Emotional reactions. I want you to think about that for a moment. And the reason I say to think about it for a moment is because a lot of people are right now feeling very emotional based on certain situations, right? And this is why professionalism in policing matters so much. The modern Jamaican police officer faces enormous pressure, and officers are expected to confront heavily armed criminals and enter dangerous situations, make split-second decisions under life-threatening circumstances, and still maintain restraint, discipline, and respect for human rights. That is not an easy task. Yet the public rightly expects officers to operate within the law and uphold the highest standards of conduct. Every interaction between the police and civilian matters. Every interaction matters. And one incident, ladies and gentlemen, perceived as unjust or excessive can damage years of progress in community relations. Just one. And crime fighting depends heavily on trust and cooperation between citizens and law enforcement. Communities that do not trust the police are less likely to share information, assist investigations, or work alongside authorities to remove criminal elements from their neighborhoods. When trust breaks down, criminals often benefit the most. Again, when trust breaks down, criminals are the ones who benefit the most. Now, at the same time, citizens must also guard against rushing to judgment whenever allegations are made against members of the police force. In the age of social media, emotions often move faster than facts. Videos, rumors, and partial accounts can spread rapidly before investigations are completed. And while accountability is necessary in any democracy, fairness must also prevail. Every allegation deserves a proper, transparent investigation rooted in evidence rather than public outrage alone. There is an important balance that Jamaica must retain. An important balance that Jamaica must retain. The police officers who abuse their authority or violate the law must be held accountable. And the reason why this must be so is that accountability strengthens public confidence and reinforces the integrity of the force. But the nation must also recognize that the overwhelming majority of police officers put their lives on the line daily to protect communities, often under extremely difficult conditions with limited resources and constant danger. I don't want this to be lost on you, listeners and viewers, because it is very, very important. The truth is that policing in Jamaica is not easy. Officers are confronting organized gangs on a daily basis. They're confronting illegal firearms, lottery scammers, narcotic networks, and violent offenders who have little regard for human life. Many officers leave home every day unsure if they will safely return to their families. Despite these realities, they are still expected to serve with patience, professionalism, and restraint. A safer Jamaica cannot be built on hostility between citizens and the police. It requires partnership, mutual respect, accountability, and trust. The gains Jamaica has made in reducing crime are too important to lose because of mistrust, poor conduct, or hasty conclusions. The recent tragedy, should therefore serve as a moment of reflection for everyone. Law enforcement, government officials, community leaders, and ordinary citizens alike. The police must continue improving standards, strengthening training, and ensuring professionalism in every engagement with the public. This is paramount. Citizens, meanwhile, must continue demanding accountability while also allowing due process and fair investigation to take place. At the end of the day, every Jamaican wants the same thing: safer communities, fewer murders, less fear, and a country where law-abiding citizens can live peacefully. Achieving that goal requires both professional police force and a society willing to work with those sworn to serve and to protect. And I said all of that, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, viewers, to say we cannot allow one situation to derail the progress that we have seen in Jamaica over the past decade. A lot of us who live in the diaspora lots of us who live in the diaspora used to talk about not wanting to go home because we are afraid of the crime and the violence. Yes, there are bad apples within the police force. I give you that. Just like there are bad apples at your workplace. Just like there are bad apples in your church. The police force is no different than any other organization. The politicians, we have good politicians and we have terrible politicians. Some of you may disagree because some of you may believe that you only have terrible politicians, and that's your right to believe that. But it is my opinion that in every profession you're going to have good people and bad people. People who are good at their jobs and people who are terrible at their jobs. People with integrity and people without integrity. The police force is no different. So my plea to you, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, viewers, my plea to you is not to write off Jamaica and write off the police force. My plea to you is to see and look at every incident as its own, a standalone incident, and judge that particular incident and let the investigations take place, let the law take its course, and we keep on moving. Jamaica is too important for us to disregard it and throw it overboard. Somebody said throw out the baby with the bathwater. We cannot allow that to happen. And I understand that sometimes people are upset and angry and the emotions are running high, and because the emotions are running high, people want to make hasty decisions and they want to see actions. Now, one thing I can tell you is that the wheels of justice turns, but it turns slowly. So this situation that we spoke about, that I spoke about with Miss Latoya Bulgin, it is indeed a flashpoint, and it can, if we are not careful, we can lose all the gains that we have worked so hard for, the Jamaican public and the Jamaican Constabulary Force, alongside the government of Jamaica, have worked so hard, tirelessly to achieve. Just a few years ago, we were talking about murders approaching 2,000 for the year. Last year, for the first time in decades, we recorded below 700 murders for the first time. That is something to celebrate. Jamaicans all over the country were feeling better. Jamaicans in the diaspora were feeling better. They were feeling good about the situation. But I must tell you that there are some people in Jamaica who do not want to see Jamaica succeed. Yes, I said it. There are some people who do not want to see Jamaica succeed, and so they will use anything, any means necessary to tear Jamaica down because of their own ambitions. They have an agenda, and they will use anything at their disposal to highlight how terrible Jamaica is and try to tear down Jamaica. I am not saying we're to sweep things under the rug. I am not saying that we're not to highlight bad behavior and bad things. But you have some people who the only thing that they highlight is the bad, the negative. You know why? I said it again. I say it again. They have an agenda. So, the situation we all saw the video. By now, I think everybody would have seen the video. But have we broken down the video frame by frame? Have we looked at the video? Now, one of the things I can say to you, and I'm going to say this without any fear of contradiction, that in my opinion, in my belief, this is not a very popular opinion, but because I never win any popularity contest, I really don't care. I have never won a popularity contest. I have never been the most popular guy anywhere at all. Because one of the things I have learned is dare to be a Daniel and dare to stand alone. Dare to have a purpose firm and dare to make it known. I don't necessarily follow the crowd. In any situation, I speak my mind. I speak my opinion and I lay out the facts as I see it. You may not agree with it, but I lay out the facts as I see it. And when I watch the video, I watched it maybe 1,000 times or more, to be honest with you. I watched it over and over and over again because I knew I was going to be speaking on it. I wanted to make sure that when I speak on it, I am speaking from a place of clarity. I am speaking from my heart, knowing that what I say, I really believe it. I am not saying something that I heard somebody say. I am looking at the video and I analyze the video as I see it. A lot of people, on the other hand, are speaking from a place of emotions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you the video. And while I'm showing you the video, I'm going to narrate it and break it down frame by frame. And you will hear my opinion and my thoughts on the video as we speak. Right? I'm going to narrate the video. First of all, before I go there, I want to say good evening to everyone who is tuning in on the YouTube channel. Those of you on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Lady D, big up yourself. Sister Pat, big up yourself. Everybody who is tuning in. Linkage Radio Massive, all of you know. Big up on yourself. People down there in Jamaica, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up to everybody. All right. So let me just go to the video right now. And this is my honest opinion, ladies and gentlemen. You may disagree. And if you disagree at the end of this, you can call me and talk to me. 508-762-7621. 508-762-7621. The WhatsApp line. 508-762-7621. The WhatsApp line. All right. So without further ado, let me go to the video in question. The notorious video. Let me put it that way. All right. Everybody is talking about this video. So let's of the camera, the angle that it is shot from. But if you think about it and if you look and say you were in the back, you were standing right here, somewhere here, you look across, if you were tall enough to look across here and look, you would see over the car and you would see that the police officer was standing directly in front of the vehicle. So what happened? Let's watch it. The police officer is standing there, casually standing there. He's fixing his hat. This is not a man who, to me, look like he's in a premeditated mode to shoot anybody. My opinion. Right? If you notice, he's casually standing there. He's looking off. He's looking down. I don't know. He's probably talking to somebody. Look at this person. There are people in the vehicle. He talks. Look at that. He said something on. It seemed he said something on his radio. The car. He's still standing. Look. He is still standing. The car was pulled over. She was still under the police officer's jurisdiction. It was a traffic stop. The police officer is standing directly in front of the vehicle. Because in his mind, the person in this vehicle should not be moving the vehicle. So, now I want you to ask yourself this question. Would a reasonable person see a police officer standing directly in front of a vehicle, and decide to drive it forward? And I hear some people saying that the wheel, if you notice the wheel, turned to the right. Yeah, it's turned to the right. But the officer is still standing in front of the vehicle. At this point here is where the officer pulled his firearm. Pulled the firearm and fires. See that? Still standing in front of the vehicle. He pulled the firearm and fired. Look at this. I slowed it down. At the moment he fired, he's still in front of the vehicle. He's still in harm's way. He's still in danger. The vehicle is moving forward with the police officer in front of it. Now you may ask a question. Or you may say to yourself, him could have moved. Of course, he probably could have moved. But that's probably. I don't know what was going through his mind. And these are the facts that will play out in court. The facts that will play out in court. Remember that it will have to be, he will have to be convicted beyond a reasonable doubt. So the jurors will get the instruction to say, hey, listen, if you have any doubt at all in your mind, you have to find him not guilty. So there are questions. Could he have jumped out of the way? Probably. What was his rationale? Maybe he was thinking that the car was coming towards it. The car was going to kill him. Because he was so close and the car was moving. The guy was, to me, he looks like he was not even a foot away from the car. He was very close to the car. So the fact that people are saying that the woman wasn't speeding towards him makes no difference. The fact is that the man is standing in front of the car and you are moving the car forward. So either you're moving the car forward and telling him to get out your way. So in other words, you call it Jamaica, in Jamaica. You trick him, what's the word? You bluff him. If him come out of the way. Or you're going to run him over for real. It's one of two things. Right? So, I am saying, look at that. See that? Shot fired. Policeman still in front of the vehicle after he fired. He was still in front of the vehicle. You could say that he was startled. It could have been that he was startled. Look at that. He's still in front of the vehicle. And boom. One shot. He fired one shot. The vehicle stopped immediately. He fired one shot. and the vehicle stopped immediately. So there are many things. The fact that he only fired one shot was a professional thing to do. I'm giving you the facts that are going to play out in court. This is what his attorneys will say. It wasn't an overkill. If you notice, he had a rifle in his hand. I don't know if it's an M16 or whatever. And he had that at the ready, could have used. He did not use that. He moved that out of the way. He moved it out of the way, and he went for his sidearm because he knew that, hey, listen, if I use the M16, it's going to be overkill. If I use this, and then you have some people saying, him should I shoot out the tire? No, don't look on this. People who are watching, I'm sorry for those who are listening on the radio, you can't see, but next time you want to join me on the YouTube. Look at the distance. Can you imagine this man looking for the tires to shoot it out? People, all right? The people who are saying that the policeman wicked and should have shoot out the tire. Hold on. Look at where the man is. Where are the tires? Where are the tires? Look at where he is. How much shoot tire? These are the visceral reactions. These are the emotional reactions. So, ladies and gentlemen, the police officer, in my opinion, did what he was trained to do. But you see, yeah, I was just reading something there. I got a little bit distracted. So the police is trained to protect his life first and foremost, And with a car that weighs how much, 100 pounds, 1,000 pounds, how many 1,000 pounds coming at you. A similar situation like this happened recently in America, and the police officer was not charged. Don't know what is going to happen here in Jamaica. I suspect. I don't know. The investigation is going on, so we will see what happened. But in my opinion, it is as clear to me. In my mind, there is no ambiguity. There is no maybe there. It is a clear cut of self-defense. That's what will be argued in court, and I think that's what will be proven in court, because even though the tires are turning to the right, she is moving out. Yeah, they could say that she's trying to move away, but he doesn't know that. He sees a vehicle coming at him. He's not looking at tires, and that is where people are confusing the thing. The guy, look at his head. You think he's looking down at tires? He's looking at a vehicle coming at him. So, people, we have to take the emotion. I understand, but we have to take the emotions out of this thing. So,
You got to do this new dance.
let me get some more music in here. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. Stand by.
Just like Uncle Freddy, if you don't know, just shake your head, rock your body line, shake your shoulders, everything in time, and sing. Oh, 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 oh. You got to shake your shoulders. Better get ready just to do rock steady. Yeah. You got to do this new dance just like Freddie. You got to do it just like
In the meantime, if you want to give me a call, 508 762 7621. 508 762 7621. Here we go. Our first caller. Hello there. Good evening to you.
Well, good evening, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Sister Pat, Sister Pat, Sister Pat. Why you acting like that?
Boy, you're hot under the collar.
Uh,
Is who
as,
is
you-
trust
as usual.
who
You don't
cross
get
the car?
you don't get
I
used
will
to me
cross
already,
the
man.
car. Huh? I will cross your car on this evening.
I tell you, Sister Pat, I tell you. It is one of those things, eh?
Okay, it's been a minute. I missed you, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. At least, somebody missed me.
Yes, but I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did not watch the video until you just posted it, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
But I know there has been some controversy.
Mhm.
But from my observation from what you have just shown, I don't see where the officer did anything wrong for I'm sorry. First of all, to begin with, when the police stops a suspect,
Mhm.
one is supposed to keep still, they order you out of your vehicle, and you're supposed to act accordingly.
Right.
Now, in psychology, there's a term called fight or flight.
Mhm.
When you sense danger, you're gonna run or you're gonna freeze up.
Mhm.
Now, this officer see this vehicle. He stop a suspect, and the person is coming at him. He don't have time to think to shoot out no tires.
Mm.
He his immediate response is to open fire, and hopefully that will stop the suspect.
Right.
And this is what happened in a court of law. The family who is suing, they're not going to win
Mhm.
because, first of all, that individual who lost her life, she was wrong, totally wrong. Yeah,
And
the
you
police
see,
have a job to carry out. You know, they at random, they will stop anybody they feel like stopping.
one of the
But you have to
things.
comply. You
Mhm.
must comply.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I said. You comply and then you complain because
Yes.
and one of the my I look at these things and I understand the outrage from the community, and it is
Hmm.
coming from a place of emotions, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
I have to take the emotions out of the thing and look at it clearly, because that is what is going to happen in a court of law. You know,
Yes.
nobody is going to be, the lawyers are not going to be arguing on emotions. It's going to be evidence based.
Yes.
And just
Yes.
like I broke it down, that's how they are going to break it down and tear it apart.
Right.
And
Right.
was it uh, morally right? I don't know. I'm not arguing whether or not it was morally right. I am arguing
Hmm.
it from a legal
From a legal
perspective. I
perspective,
am
and
looking at
and
it
based on what you have seen with
based
the
on the
visible.
evidence that I've seen. I
All
am
right.
saying that there is going to be, in my opinion, enough doubt, because that's what you go by, reasonable doubt. If there is any doubt at all, you have to acquit. And it is going to be ambiguous. There is not going to be a clear cut one way or the other whether or not he, because nobody knows what was going through his mind. He was in front of the vehicle. So the question is going to be, did she move the vehicle forward while he was still standing in front of the vehicle? Yes or
Hmm.
no? That is it, you know. Did she move the vehicle forward while he was still standing in front of the vehicle? And if
And
that answer
moreover,
is yes,
if he wanted to really bring harm to her, he could have used a rifle and
that's what
shoot
I'm
at the
saying.
vehicle, and then she would have been in a it would
Exactly.
have
So,
been a worse situation. But from the mere fact he bypassed the rifle
mhm,
and used his service revolver, which means He wanted to stop the individual one bullet, and
Once,
that one bullet killed her.
amen, so let it be. Amen, so let it be. You are a smart woman, Sister Pat. He wanted to stop it
To
because
stop the
as a
vehicle.
as a um
It's for his safety. His life is
exactly,
in danger.
and that is what I said. A lot of people are arguing from just emotions and not looking at the facts. And based
Yes,
on his training, what you are
yes,
supposed to do is to stop the threat from
yes,
advancing. He did that with
absolutely.
one shot. The car stopped. He
Stop.
did not
Yes,
fire another one. So
that's
it
right.
was not
That's right.
overkill. Nobody can say he wanted to kill this woman, so he fired a barrage of
No,
shot in each, fired one shot. The car stopped. He moved out the way. That's it. So
now
it's
from another perspective, they may want to argue that she was frightened and she applied the gas instead of the brake. They may want to look at it
and
from
that
that
might be
perspective.
so, but the
Right.
fact is, they would be arguing something that they cannot prove
Absolutely. But the
because
man
that would
who,
be exactly, she is dead, so she
that's
cannot
it.
tell them that this is what happened, this is what I wanted to do. The
Yes.
officer is very much alive. He will be taking the stand, or his lawyers will argue that, hey, listen,
Yes.
it's a
His
split
life was
second
in
decision.
danger. Yeah.
Yeah, and all I saw was a vehicle coming towards me. I fear for my life, and I did what I was trained to do: stop the threat.
Yes.
It's as
Yes.
simple as I see this in my mind. I
I
may
don't
be
know.
wrong, but the record is going to be here. The tape is going to be here. We can come back
Mhm.
a year, 2 years from now and replay this tape, where I
Absolutely.
am predicting that this police officer will not spend a
Oh
day
no.
in
Oh
jail.
no. Oh no. Definitely not. No. This was not done deliberately. Mm-mm. This is a matter of fight or flight.
Mhm.
When your life is in danger, you're gonna flee, or some people get frozen.
Yeah.
They're unable to do anything. But he at least he acted.
Hmm.
He acted when he fired his service revolver and the vehicle stopped instead of running him over because it
Hmm.
was coming towards him.
Hmm. Hmm. And if you see how I broke it down, a lot of people are saying that he wasn't directly in front of the vehicle. But even
Yeah, he
after
was.
he
He
fired
was.
the shot, if you notice, the vehicle, it was still in the path of the vehicle after he
Yes.
fired. Because here is what we all have right now. We have the um the 2020 vision,
Mm-hmm.
hindsight. We have the opportunity to slow the video down. We have the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to look at the video. The
Mm-hmm.
policeman was in real time acting. This wasn't a movie. This was real
Mm-hmm.
time, real life. He had a split second decision to make and he
Mm-hmm.
acted. These are the things that's going to play out in court. We all have a 2020 vision, and we all have the luxury of looking at a video and breaking it down just like I did,
Mm-hmm.
frame by frame, and saying this and saying that. The policeman had 1 second to make a
Mm-hmm.
decision. One
Yes.
second he had to make a decision, and he made a decision, and that's
Yes.
it.
It was do or die.
Yeah, it was do or die, and
Mm-hmm.
he did what he thought he was necessary
His
to,
life was in
to
danger.
yeah, to save his life. That's how I
Yeah.
view it, and that's how I look at it. And as I say, reasonable people can disagree, and let the chips fall where they may. And in a court of law, we will see what happens.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I
Oh
am willing
wow.
to live with whatever the court decide that happened. If the
Right.
court decide that, hey, he was guilty, hey, listen, who am I to speak otherwise?
That's
If
right.
he's
That's
tried
right.
and found guilty, well, so be it. He's a law. He's an officer of the law, and he has to believe in the justice system.
Absolutely, that
So
it will definitely will work in his favor at this particular time from
mhm,
what we see.
yeah, we
Yeah.
will see. We will see.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
very much as usual, Sister Pat. I appreciate you.
Okay, you're quite welcome, sure.
All right. God
Okay.
bless you.
All right. God bless now. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm. That is how I see it. That is how I see it. Now we have some more things on the agenda. We have some more things on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. So hey, it's called the hot topics, no? We have to take the emotion. I understand, but we have to take the emotions out of this thing, yeah. So
You got to do this new dance. Hope you
let me get some more music in here. I'm gonna come back to you in just a moment. Stand by.
just like Uncle Freddy if you don't know.
Trying to be careful not to throw her party under the bus again because she's anti-nice, you know. I think the knives are drawn from Mrs. Malahuford, so she has to be careful how she says certain things.
Not one to jump to hasty conclusion. And I do believe in process and investigation, but based on what I've observed on the scene, the commissioner will have to take immediate action in relation to the officer in this matter.
Why would you say that, though, madam?
Well, you know, I think this one doesn't look so good. Can't prejudge it, but it doesn't look good.
She's if you read between the lines and you listen to what Miss Malahuford is saying there, you know, is that why to me the policeman wrong, you know. That's basically what she said. Yeah. She basically I say, yo, listen, it's him wrong. No, I guess she was also in the presence of I think the counselor and you know, Mr. Troop was there, and I have audio and I do have video of this one too. Let's see if we can.
And I know that the community is angry, grieving, and searching for answers. The good thing is that the investigation is being assisted by camera footage. And the investigation has proceeded swiftly. I want to ask you to stay on the right side of the law. I don't want any response in the community to result in a suppression of anything. So I know that you are angry. Be angry, but sin not. Be assured that answers will come in this case. Because what has happened today is not right. Not right. So, difficult as it might be, I'm asking you to keep the peace and allow me to make the representation on your behalf. And there is no division along party lines in dealing with this matter. So we don't have to bring partisan politics in. But you can be assured that the answers will come in this case.
Swiftly.
Right? So
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one there for the moment, and yeah, it's a very very interesting development. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go back and play some more tune, and I will come back and we will talk about the next thing that we're going to talk about is the patois in Parliament. But I also going to play a response from Mr. Morgan about the Melissa spending. All right, so soon come back. Let's get to some more music from the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. time. I love the way you walk. I love to hear you talk. I love to see you smile. You're a cool operator. Girl, I wish you were mine. Yeah, baby. I said I love you for more than one reason. I really love you. Baby, I really love you. I really want you. You got me going wild.
Yeah, yeah, yeah! Sound the sound for you and mine to keep it walking the line and make it feel so fine. Love you for many calls from Billy Post, swapping and digging you the most.
I love the way you walk.
Now do remember,
I love
a one-eyed man is a king in a blind man kingdom.
I love to see you smile. You're a cool operator.
Now be cool while I beg a little baby, cause I've got enough soul to make your face sneeze and fly get down on his knees. Right now I operate on 54.5, them a semi-frequency. Love you not because of what you are, not because of who you are. Love because of what you're thinking of me each and every day. Love is all I pray. And I won't forget your child. Now there's nothing left for me to say, girl. That's stay in your world. You got so much soul.
What is your take? What is your take? Do you have an opinion? Do you have an opinion? 508-815 508-762-7621, the WhatsApp line. 508-762-7621, the WhatsApp line. All right. Again, 508-762-7621. What's your take? We have a few more things where we are going to drop, where we are going to talk about, but stand by for a moment, stand by for a moment and just a little bit more music.
That's richer than gold. Oh, what sweet sensation. Lord, what great devotion. You got love and devotion. And I won't forget your love. Now there's nothing left for me to say, girl. That's stay in your world. You got so much soul deep inside, girl. And love that's richer than gold. Oh, what sweet sensation. Lord, what great devotion. You got love and devotion. And I won't forget your charm.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is the hot topic where we try to set the record straight right here on the Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, www.CaribbeanVibes. It is Caribbean with a K, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Also live on Linkage Radio. Linkage Radio out of New York City. Linkage Radio rule the nation. And Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music, your ears. Fit FM in Jamaica. Trelawney big station. Fit FM. Big up to Fit FM and the Fit family. On the door. Oh, Trelawney, I go on right now. Big up to the Trelawney massive.
You're telling me lies. Got to face reality.
You know, I hear that them start to call me the oldest king, you know. I hear that them start to call me the oldest king because it's pure oldest me dropping out. I know. I sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I find some old hits. Where them come from? I don't even know. Sometimes I even surprise myself.
But you don't mean it. You keep telling me no and try to lean it. You're giving me buts and maybe. You know this will drive me crazy. Why can't you tell it like it is? Let your year be up, and you know we know now. Let your year be up, and you know we know now. Oh, because I'm on my guard and I'm watching you from head to toe. So you better let your year be yeah, and you know we know.
I am the magnificent. I'm back, but the shaker was so boss.
Ah, I tell you. 508-762-7621, the WhatsApp line. 508-762-7621. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to, I played the video of the young lady, Miss Bujo. Yeah, Miss Bujo. You know, it's... I'm going to say something else that's might be a little bit controversial, right? Has nothing to do with Miss Bujo and her character or anything. I'm not going there. I'm not assassinating her character or anything like that. But it was reported, it's been going around that she is, what do you call it? I'm trying to find the correct term, the terminology. That she's a part of the LGBTQ letters community. And there is also a picture of her circulating on social media of her being married, getting married to a female. Now, the reason I'm even mentioning that, you see, is how hypocritical it is, because people are seeing that in a positive light. They're not castigating her or anything, which is you know, good. That they're not using that to judge her, right? It's a good thing. But I was having a conversation with my friend today about how different it would have been had this been a man marrying another man. Just think about it. Had this been a man marrying another man, and people are using. Do you believe that Jamaicans would be so warm and fuzzy towards that man and using that picture, that exact picture of him at his wedding, to garner sympathy, saying, "Hey, hold Bujo in your thoughts and prayers. Keep Bujo in your thoughts and prayers. Keep her and her family and her wife." Do you believe that had this been a man, a male Bujo, with a male husband, do you believe, or yeah, male husband, yeah, do you believe that they would use the picture and it would have garnered any form of sympathy, or you believe everybody would have said, "Boop boop, firebone"? You know, I just thought about how hypocritical, it is. That females are judged differently from males. I mean, we kind of know that long time still, but just seeing it, just let me know why I tell you, women are always judged on a different scale than men are. But you're listening to the Chris Wilby Show. It's a Hot Topics 508-815. I keep saying for 815 508-762-7621. 508-762-7621 is the WhatsApp line. 508-762-7621 is the WhatsApp line if you want to make a contribution. Let me continue with some more topics here. He has moved to clarify the scope of the government's post-Melissa expenditure. Mr. Morgan was reacting to the Auditor General's report that little over 2% of over $1 billion in Hurricane Melissa donations has been spent. According to Senator Morgan, there's more than $67 billion program in hurricane expenditure. $67 billion.
The public should note that Finance Minister Favour Williams had itemized the 67 billion Jamaican dollars being spent on Hurricane Melissa recovery and relief efforts during her contribution to this year's budget debate. The referenced expenditure includes approximately $10 billion to assist Jamaicans to repair their roofs. It also includes $5 billion provided via the National Work Agency to conduct cleanup and other post-disaster relief activities, and approximately $1 billion was expended on the provision of care packages.
Now, according to Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis, up to April this year, hundreds of millions of dollars in Hurricane Melissa donations remained uncommitted. That means that there was no planned use for the funds by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. However, Senator Marlon Morgan says this is a grossly misleading narrative about the state of relief spending. On housing, Senator Morgan says that the National Housing Trust has allocated billions of dollars for shelter relief and insurance claims.
The government will not spend funds in the corrupt manner in which former PNP administrations have treated the people's resources. Indeed, the $1.44 billion donated to assist in our recovery and rebuilding efforts could not have been used willy-nilly. ODPEM needed to embark upon processes to ensure that the funds may be used and accounted for in accordance with budgetary rules, including the FAA Act.
Yeah, that was Senator Marlon Morgan, member of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communication Task Force. Mr. Morgan also reiterated that $600 million have been earmarked to build the bases of modular housing units for those whose homes were destroyed. So it's a back and forth, and I understand it's a little bit of politicking going on there, which is understandable. And if the JLP um, doesn't know how to respond, then the PNP will knock them off them socks. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Ladies and gentlemen, patois in Parliament. Patois in Parliament. I tell you, this one here got blown up. It blew up wicked, wicked, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody was talking about it until because this is all social media work, Everything is not even 9 years. It just happened. And by tomorrow, floops, something else come and knock it away. Because we have a very, very short attention span.
Madam Speaker, me get up this afternoon.
I say, what an utter collapse after MP for Southern St. James, Nikisha Burchell, tried to start her sectoral presentation using the Jamaican language, and the speaker did shut her down. So what do you think? And what do you think about the idea of using patois in Parliament? I'm Dion Jackson Miller, so I'll tell you what I think right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pause that right there for the moment. I have a voice note that I just received on the issue of the public funds in Jamaica. And I want to play that for you. So I am going to play that, and then we get back, we get to the other issue at hand. So let me bring up the voice note, and we're going to hear what this person had to say, and we get back to the rest of it. Stand by.
So I've been given this situation with the donation money that's been sitting in furlough or in being held towards the Hurricane Melissa, right? And I've also, what prompted this voice note is the fact that there are a couple outstanding statements from people from the People's National Party that have bothered me. Now, my biggest issue is it seems that the PNP and let me preface this before I say PNP are party versus party. I don't believe in the party system. While I believe in a particular person, the fact that they're a part of the JLP is only happenstance. I do believe that there's some sort of innate corruption in politics, whether you look at the JLP or the PNP. It exists. And that is what happens when you give people too much power, too much freedom to reign supreme, right? So, with that being said, I understand the need to criticize from one party to another, whether it be PNP to JLP, JLP to PNP, right? But my biggest issue, as the party that sat for 18 years and watched the country be sold and depleted and pretty much left on its knees, right? You have no standing in calling other people corrupt or calling for people to take action, because you, as the party that was in control for more than 18 years, but consecutively 18 years, right? You sat and watched as Jamaican people suffered, not due to an unforeseen circumstance like a hurricane, which is terrible, but you were the cause of suffering to a lot of Jamaican people, right? Majority. And people still voted for you, which I couldn't understand, but that's a story for another time, right? So, with all that now, when you look at the money that's been donated by Jamaicans, or, not even just Jamaicans, a lot of people donated, not just Jamaicans, people from across the world, right? Jamaicans in other country plus other countrymen or other people from other country donated, right? Now the money is sitting, and it's been what, 5 months, almost 6 months. Now I agree that there needs to be some plan in place as to how the money is going to be spent. Now, while I am saying that, I am also not unreasonable. I am of the mindset that the fact that the money is still there, the fact that 26 million has been spent and accounted for, right? It didn't just go to the wayside and disappear like, you know, a lot of the funding under different situations where money was donated or, you know. So I am not happy with the speed of how this money is being spent or how the money is being allocated. But I am also happy that they might be taking the time out to figure out the proper channels, the proper way to spend the money. Because as we've seen, when people just go out and just hand out, people tend to, and it's sad to say, that your own Jamaican people come and them collect, even though them don't need it. Them show up from other parishes and them collect. When there are people there, you don't have a conscience. You don't think and say, well, if me do this, I might take food out of somebody else's mouth that is in dire constraints or dire needs, right? So the fact that the money hasn't been spent, it tells me, right? And there's no money missing, you know. Tells me that there is thought being given and there in no rush. No, because money dead there means that if you just spend till it's done, right? And then at the end of the day, we don't see where the money go. And then there would be a bigger issue because now, when you go say corruption, when you go say the money spent on things where you know if you spend on, all of them something, right? So, when I look at all this and I have a seat and I have a hard thought on the issue, I think that as Jamaicans, we need to look at ourselves because we live in a country where simple things like going to the bank is triple the amount of time where it takes to do anything else in another country, right? You go to the bank in America and inside of 15, 20 minutes, you're in and you're out. I not just talk about America. Even if you go to other certain countries that are not as you know, as not as structured as the United States or England or British or other European countries, Canada, places like that, other Western countries, right? Majority of people who travel to Jamaica after living abroad for years, and even the Jamaicans who will live there permanently, never leave or never go nowhere else to experience what service looks like outside of Jamaica, still have a hard time. Everybody get pissed. Remember when we stand up in a certain place and people just order food and people are getting mad because the food take too long to come out. Or the bank teller, you go up at the bank teller, and the bank teller say, all right, go back in the line and wait another, 20 minutes till somebody call you, right? And you get this ring around, and you go round and you go round and you go round, right? So there should be no surprise in the lengthiness of the process of how long it takes to spend money on a situation like this. Yes, it should be moving quicker, but we are not in that sort of country.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very hyped up. Hello, you're live on the radio. Good evening.
On a situation like this. Yes.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, you're live on the radio.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I am all right, my brother. What you know?
I'm here, I'm here, just finish, cook up some food and, having a nice, lovely night.
Okay, good, good, good. What's that in mind, my brother?
Well, quite honestly, I want to talk about the shooting where happened with the girl, the Bujo.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
What's your opinion on the whole thing?
So, to I thought about it a lot, and I had a conversation with a friend
Mm-hmm.
regarding the circumstances around her death,
Right,
right?
right.
And I want to tell you, say, it kind of it's between a rock and a hard place, because on one side you do want to think the police are operating in a way that is conducive to some sort of healthy relationship between them and the Jamaican people.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch the video, and there are certain aspects of the video where we're not privy to, because whoever posted the video, they might have clipped it, or for whatever reason, could have been that the video did too big for post, or but we don't all get the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, based on what I saw, I am of the opinion that the police officer was he committed that act in a vengeful state of mind. There was no crime being committed at the moment when them stop her. And from what I've gathered so far is that they had a previous encounter,
Mm-hmm.
and with her being, like them said, she's probably involved in certain activities. I don't know. This is all hearsay.
Right, right.
So I have to go off of what I saw, and from what I saw, what he did was next to murder. People try to justify the fact that she moved the vehicle while he was standing in front of it, but if you watch the vehicle, and watch the video, if you watch the video and watch where the vehicle turned and when the wheels turned, she had while she might have said what she said, I didn't hear that part. Them say she said, oh, she'd rather run him over before, them.
Right, that's hearsay. Yeah, we have no evidence that she actually
So
said
based
that.
on
Right.
the video, what I saw,
Mm-hmm.
he had ample room to step out of the way, or while based on how the wheels were turned, there was enough room for her to make that turn back onto the road without hitting him. So if she had every intention of hitting him, the wheels would have not been locked to the right. It would have been locked to the left in his direction if that was her intent, right? So based on that, I believe that man was he was carrying, the typical grit that police have when them get in an argument with somebody, and them not get to do what them want to do to them in the moment, based on the environment. Maybe them feel like, based on at the time that the police, that the community would have, kind of had an uprising against him if he had tried anything then.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do honestly think, and I could be wrong, like I wasn't there, I wasn't privy to the previous encounter, so I don't know what led to him having such a kind of, I don't know, hateful energy towards the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, people are saying she involved in a criminal activity and rare, but like I said, all of this is hearsay. So we basically have to go off of what we see in the video. And if she was not committing a crime in that moment, the moment you pulled her over, her vehicle was licensed, was registered, licensed. There was no outstanding crime happening in the moment when you pulled her over. So it tells me you were holding a grudge from the first time you saw her, because you stood in front of the vehicle, pointing at her and looking at her, because you know in that moment that somewhere, some shape or form, you were going to arrest her or take her vehicle, because you never said, if you were going to arrest her, you would have pulled her out of the vehicle immediately.
But
But you
you
stood
see,
there
I
and waited
think.
till she completed the drop off of the people for the protest,
Mhm.
and do nothing about that. But as soon as she decides, say, well, I am not going to stay here and wait for you to take my vehicle. I'm going to leave because I have done nothing wrong. To me, that's how it looked to me. She decided it was time to go, because why else? If you had given her a command to step out of the vehicle, right? I
You know,
don't think she's
there
dumb
were
enough to
there,
drive
but
off
there are many.
knowing that there would be a police chase and them would have run her down and shoot her.
Right, but there are many, because there are many different
Yeah.
stories where this
Yeah.
is concerned. Because at one point I heard that she was ordered out of the vehicle, and
Mhm.
she was actually out of the vehicle. This is what I'm hearing, and then she went back into the vehicle,
Okay.
and according to what I hear is that they were planning on seizing the vehicle for whatever it is that they found to be
A
unlawful,
violation.
in violation. Right. So
Yeah.
that is as far as I am hearing. As I say, I have not independently verified that, but
Yeah.
as far as I'm hearing, they were planning on seizing the vehicle. So if that is true, she had no right to go back into the vehicle
The vehicle.
and to
Exactly.
even try to or attempt to move the vehicle. So I said all that to say this.
Mhm.
I hear what you say, and if everything that you say is so, then the policeman is wrong and he should be charged and he should be sent to prison.
Yeah.
Now, if it is not so, which the policeman is going to plead his case, and
Of
it is
course.
the way
Yeah.
from the perspective that he saw a vehicle coming towards him, and I hear what you're saying now, where you say that the wheels were turning away from him, but the fact remained that in a split second decision, people make in a split second people make decisions, and this sometimes is a life or death situation, and that is why I always say to people, try not to put yourself into harm's way, because at the end of the day you may have your right and
Yeah.
lose it. You may have your right and you die
And you give it away.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she may very well have been right in whatever she was doing or whatever, but because she did something wrong, she had a right, but she did something that she shouldn't have done in the moment. The police officer is standing in front of the vehicle. There's absolutely no way in my mind that you should be moving your vehicle in his direction, because we can say that he could have moved out of the way, but the fact is that he was standing in front of the vehicle and you move your vehicle in his direction. That in a court of law can be seen as a threat.
True.
So, and that is why I say that it is probably going to be a 50-50. And if there is any doubt, that's why I'm leaning towards the police. So all right, so we have the moral thing and we have the legal argument, right? The moral argument is that, he probably could have jumped out of the way.
Yeah.
But the legal argument is that, was it justified? And if you have to think about it, maybe not. Once you reach that level, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
And I wish I could, Mr. Wilby. I wish I could. But there are certain little details in the video.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain details in the video that leads me to believe that he had every intention of causing some harm to her, whether or not she did what she did, because his gun was unclipped, right? The holster was already unclipped, hand on gun, and and the thing about it is that while she was moving, he he also stepped more in front of the vehicle. If people rewatch the video, you know.
I watched the video. I broke it down. I broke it down frame by frame some moments ago. I watched the video and I don't see. It's funny how people can watch a video and everybody see different things.
Yeah.
Because
So
I
that's
watched the
the thing,
video
because-
and I didn't see what you're saying that he stepped more in. I see him stepping away from the video.
So watch it again.
I did. I like.
No,
like-
me just I say. Now that you hear that part of it,
Right. I will.
watch it
I
again,
will.
and
I
you
will.
might pick up on it because it
Yeah.
was very quick.
Right.
Right now, right before he fired
Mm-hmm.
the gun, he stepped forward while the vehicle was still moving. He stepped more towards the center of the vehicle and fired because the vehicle was slanted and he couldn't get a clear view. So he stepped more in front of the vehicle and fired. So there are key things in the video that due to human behavior and the tendency to know how or what a person is thinking. Like I say, while there's the doubtful side of it that, in my opinion, that he fired because he thought his life was in danger. I believe he fired because he didn't want her to get away. Right?
Mm.
But at the same time, like I said, we have to give him the benefit of doubt because we can see the video, but we cannot claim to know for a fact that he did not fear for his life.
Right.
Right?
Right.
No, because I would have approached the situation differently, which is why my opinion is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe, as a police officer, with the due training that you've been given, you are held to a higher standard where you need to defuse a situation. Shooting a gun should always be their last resort in a situation where they're not being fired upon, right? Or they don't see a gun, or they don't feel so equal force is what is required in a situation like that. So if I am in a situation where I am at a standoff with someone, pretty much having an argument, a back and forth, right, as a police officer, and I don't see this person making any move, because you get trained in this, you get trained to see the signs of whether a person is going to, whether or not they might pull a gun, you and especially if you have experience in the force, you know these things, right? You've become accustomed to picking up on certain things that would point in that direction. It's not a solid proof or is a definite, but you do see these things where say, well, I believed she was going to draw for a gun, right? Which wasn't the case. Now, I go back to the fact that where you said earlier that she was outside of the vehicle, right?
Right. I don't know that for a fact. That's what I heard.
No, I know.
Right.
I know. But
Right.
we're going off of the premise that she was outside of the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
right? You gave her an order to relinquish the vehicle because you're going to have it towed.
Right.
Now, at what point did you decide that it was okay for her to enter the vehicle again?
Good question.
From what I know, you the moment you ask someone to step out of the vehicle, they stepped out, or whatever. Maybe she stepped out to argue before. Like I said, we don't know the circumstances. We don't know if that's factual. But hypothetically, working off of the hearsay part where let's say she did get out of the vehicle, why would you have let her re-enter the vehicle knowing you were going to take the car? Right? So if you had that opportunity to separate her from the driver's seat,
yeah,
you would have immediately detained her and said, well, we cannot allow you to go back into the vehicle because we are taking it.
And take away all the key too.
And take away all the key. Right?
There are lots of questions. You know, one of the things that eventually we all will have to do is just allow the process to play out, because they have interdicted him, and we'll hear if he's going to face any charge at all, because so far he hasn't been. He hasn't been charged.
No administrative duty, no nothing until the investigation is over.
Right. So they have taken him off frontline duties, and
they did.
Yeah. He's been interdicted.
From what I heard, he was still out.
No. He's been taken off for frontline duties, and he's not operational at all right now.
That's good.
So
that's a sign. That's a good sign.
That happened immediately. Within a day of the incident, he was they took action. So it shows that the process is working. So let us see when they investigate, because we know that Indicom is not pro-police at all. And if Indicom believe that he did something wrong, they are going to come down on him with a ton of bricks. You know what I mean? So let's see how it plays out. And if the Indicom recommend that he be charged, he will be charged. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, if he goes to court, we'll have to see how it plays out. But all we know that it's not going to be a quick process, because we know how it's going in Jamaica.
No.
This is going to be... we are going to forget about this before anything gets resolved. Trust me. So this is going... The next 2 years, we're going to hear about this, and we're going, what? That case was still going...
Because the wheels of justice is...
Very slow.
Slowly turning.
Very, very slow. I want to say thank you, my brother. Thank you for your input. Very valuable insight.
Pleasure,
appreciate it. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are... oh, wow. Look at the time. We are almost out of time. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. I didn't get to touch on the other topics this evening. But we will touch on those another time. I want to say thanks to Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music, your ears. I want to say thanks to you. Thanks to Julia, Mika, Benaya. Good evening to you, Sister Julia. Thank you. Lady D, big up yourself over there, so. I see you go out with big things in a Lady D. I love it. I love what I see. Yeah, man. Love it. Big up yourself. Yeah. Whatever happens in this case, we are... what I don't want us to do is to give up on Jamaica. This is just a case. And however it falls, let the chip fall where they may. I am not invested into the police officer that if the system find him guilty, I'm going to make any riot, and the other way around. I believe in the justice system, and I want the justice system to do its thing. And as I say, let the chips fall where they may. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. And I look forward to being with you again next week. Same time, same place. And have yourselves a fantastic evening. And God bless you. In the meantime, let me hear you say, whoop, whoop.
It's all about you. LA's fine sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm Tree Road, rent so low, don't you know? But I keep working my way back. But I'm a Jamaican boy who's born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine.